Hi there. It's Brooke again. Um, New channel. Uh, I wouldn't like necessarily say that I'm trying to build this channel because um, I'm not that crazy about
About
yeah, it's got the sound and everything. Just checking because YouTube's been letting me cutting my broadcast, saying that there is some music in there. And like what? Yeah, they don't know. I'm unable to use Twitter from my desktop. I don't even know how technology is like that they can block you from your PC. So anything I do to do with Twitter, like this computer, and supposedly I'm using a more discreet browser. It's called Start Page or something. That's, yeah, Start Page. So yeah, that's how good these browsers are, right? So today it is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. My name is Baruch Cerda Guzman. Mm, oh my god. I woke up like around 2:30 in the morning. My stomach is killing me. I got this kind of like scarcity kind of thing, and like they call it like schema. I'm gonna need it to. I made some notes yesterday as I was going to Costco in Brooklyn in Sunset Park. So I was like, just thinking about stuff and putting in the notepad over here. So yeah, I might be looking it up. Oh, so yeah, I was eating a lot of tuna fish because I don't know, just like, and I feel it's living by myself and just like I like to have fresh fruit, and because I like to have fresh fruit, I end up eating garbage. It make no sense at all, right? So yeah, it's getting a little better. It's getting a little better. I was able to go downtown because my medication never was delivered, as they said. So I said, okay, let me go pick it up. Go downtown, and I went to uh, the Trader Joe's, and there was no line, nothing. So I don't know where these people are buying. Nothing. I know there's a lot of people who live down there, but all the business are closed. Only the fancy supermarkets are open. So I guess they don't support their own business. I don't know everything. I mean, even like fast food restaurants, everything closed. So yeah, I was able to get mushrooms, and like I say, yesterday I went to Costco and well, they had mushrooms, so I got like a little bucket of mushrooms, really good. So I've been eating that, and yeah, I think I now understand more like what they said. When they start, going in the path of you know, loving ourselves a little more, and it's just like the body just you don't take that garbage back again that easily. So it's kind of like it's an act of faith because the way things are, just like they probably will continue to poison more food and destroy more food. My country, Mexican, we always used to say like, oh, you can never start in here because you go to the mountains. There's everything over there. You got birds, you got cactus, you got mesquite, you got all these I think mesquite was not it. What is it like? um I'm even, I'm even forgetting what it was like. It was in the mountains. And but I mean, it was enough. And now, after the tequila boom, everybody got so greedy and started planting, the mezcal, tequila plant, which take at least 5 years so you can crop it. So by the time they was able to crop it, the prices got go down and everybody lost money. Most of the people, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess the way things are. It's just like, and there's no really focus on on that. To me, I mean, I felt like, my position is like, I listen, almost every day to different lines of thoughts and different people from all different channels. I mean, I'm still the same. It's all about, reversing the maafa, going back, at least, 400, 500 years at least. Well, in this hemisphere, there's, I mean, even if we go 300 years, because there's a lie they propagate saying that, um, the crackers, they've been like up here, like, almost 500 years. No, they have not. They have not. And even if there was, there was like a huge portions that they never touched for the longest time until like 100 years ago. But this is why history is so important. A lot of people, they think it's like, oh my God, they destroy everything. There's no way to go back and rescue our culture, to rescue our, our food. I mean, come on, it's nothing. It's nothing. 2, 3 generations is nothing. We definitely can go back. We have to go back. We don't have time to come up with a system, with the things that our ancestors came out over thousands of years. So it's like we're gonna just, you know, but that was like, even in Mexico, in, the government and it's been pushing for the last 100 years about the so-called Aztecs. They did not call themselves Aztecs. The Mexicas, we don't know where they came from. It was some crazy ass people who came in and wanted to destroy everything was already established, and that's an uncomfortable truth because that's we're called Mexico, Mexico. We like and everything. Oh, we are Aztec warriors and shit. This is like, no. I mean, they wanted to destroy the Toltecayotl. Toltecayotl it was the the blueprint for everyday life for society and nature as one. We forget so quick that we are nature. We are not outside nature as the crackers wanted to believe. They specialize in building these horrendous cities, and they have to pave everywhere. You have to pave everywhere, and that just alone is like a metaphor, like to say, like, "F you, Pachamama." The Mother Earth is like, we're gonna like suffocate you under like, 100 meters of cement. I don't know something like that. And it's just madness. It's just madness. At least we need to be honest with ourselves and realize that we're living an artificial situation. Just like the world is like 99% of the world. It is, I'm not gonna say 99, 90% of the world, I guess. The planet. It is still there. It's still there. I like to watch, like videos from Africa and India and even in my country, we used to still have a lot of towns with no cement, pavement, asphalt. I think they call it. I don't even know what the difference. So, and immediately they're gonna say like, oh yeah, that's suicidal these days. Like, yes, it is. I mean, like, you gotta compete and stuff, but not every town. There should be like, I mean, especially the people who are working the land, they cannot. So anyway, I'm gonna get into the what I was thinking, because I was watching Professor Black Truth last night. Yeah, I think I went to bed, and it was really bad. It was really bad. The Surgeon General. I don't know that position, that name. It's a surgeon. Is going to operate on the country, I guess. So yeah, it's a very I don't know, atrocious kind of guy. He's and and I mean they do. I mean, the Black Channel, Professor Black Truth are the only ones who make actually. I mean, very few. Where am I going to? You see him, like plucked eyebrows and still shining. I should have turned that light off. Anyway, this is the other picture he posted, and that's him. He's married to a cracker, and they're the biracial seeds of destruction, and it is very sad, But I mean, like, I really like. I'm like more and more, detaching from the African American community. I mean, from the whole circus of the Americanism. It just like, I mean, there's nothing really people can do much. I mean, like, it's a train wreck, and I mean, we could organize, and that's what they do. They are very good organizers, and they have produced amazing results. um, and yeah, definitely two men that I admire and respect tremendously, because they're visionaries. They are really, I mean, if you watch them, I mean, like, they are very. Um, that was a fly. I was like, but there's no flies in here. You see, I was like, I have been here more than 30 years, and I'm still like, I don't know. It's like the first like rush, it's a fly. Anyway, so I mean, so this critique, it's like, you know, um, I guess what it will loosely be qualified as tough love. I don't, you know, I mean, I don't see. I mean, I do embrace it. I do embrace it. That's why I also watch them, because they criticize, Latin American peoples. Uh, they like, they don't have any whatever they call it. You know, I forgot that word. But they're very direct and very like, okay, these pigs are really atrocious. They're like, they are, I mean, basically we're building on black pain. And it is kind of like, something that it gotta be, whatever, teased, it gotta be unpacked. and it's going to take a long time because Latin Americans, it's mainly mulatto population, and I'm talking about first, second, third generation, like very, very much, just not just phenotypical, genotypical, and I don't know whatever it is, like culturally, and I noticed, that, I mean, I noticed that, anybody can notice, how this, um I don't know, the word that came to mind first was the rabid, you know separation from Latin America. African Americans, they want nothing to do with Latin America. And then we have the Aboriginal movement, the like, but as I said many times, like, you're not feeling the land. I mean, really, I mean, you can tell, and I feel like that's because African Americans really don't have land, and that's a big, big part of the puzzle. And they're cursing out Latin Americans, and it's just like, even like during this video, which was like, oh my god, it was so painful, because you know, I mean, like Malcolm, the Honorable Malcolm X used to say, catching hell. African Americans are catching hell every day, at every turn, wherever they go. We've seen Professor Jason Black report on the ban of peoples coming from Louisiana. And yes, I agree with him. And it's just like, he couldn't say in New Orleans, or black cities in Louisiana, but yeah, you don't have to be that perceptive to know that they're going to be picking on African Americans. Even if you did not come from Louisiana, but if you got plates, everybody was going to be quarantined. And where is it going to be quarantined? I don't know. That shit is scary. If they're going to be put in hotels, or going to be put in FEMA camps, I don't know. But Texas and Florida, they don't want African Americans. I mean, and that's the story of the whole 50 states. That is the story. Like, I've said it several times. I'm probably gonna keep saying, this is a case of fatal attraction. The crackers and African Americans is just like, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's what they say, the moth and the flame. It's like, you're gonna be. This is why I need to detach from it, and that was the only thing that I left. I said, well, there's so many brilliant, black master teachers, and all this stuff, and it's just like, and it's still, it just like, I just feel very, very depressed, very devastated when I hear this, and just like, and there's nothing we can do, because like, to tell you the truth, I mean, in Latin America, it's horrible. It is horrible, the anti-black, what's it called, rhetoric, the anti-black, it's just like, and they're black. I mean, phenotypically, everything, and constantly, that's something I've been saying for years. These memes and gifs, or whatever they call it. It's like, there's so many. I mean, like, you look for something, and this is black people sharing, black people with no teeth, black people, with horrible wigs, you know and they expect different results. That's the definition of insanity. So basically, what the way I see it, African Americans are proposing that they're gonna be like, you know whatever they say, see no evil, hear no evil, outside the borders of the United Slaves, and I mean, like, really, really. I mean, like, no, it's just like, and now that after I left African American Twitter, after more than 10 years, I decided just to focus on the African continent, to learn and who knows, I love to connect people. I have connected already, obviously I'm being ignored. I mean, I'm being pretentious right now with the public relations. What's it called? How you say that in English? The Minister of Foreign Affairs? Yeah, office. Yeah, that's how you say it. It's like, well, wow. I never really had to say that in English. So yeah, and it's just, that's what I keep saying since we got our new president, the first president that we was able to elect after 70 years that we keep getting, just U.S. puppets. That's all we got, and very exciting and very scary because we are getting hit with all kinds of propaganda, and we're starting already to be public enemy number one, even when we're doing amazing things. In less than 2 years, we are almost beginning to turn the whole country around. But we're almost 130 million people, Mexicans in Mexico, and we're like, I don't know, 40 million over here in the United States with the illegal population, which is like, how are you gonna call us illegal? You're gonna have the fucking nerve to call us illegal after you stole 60% of our land. And this is a cracker behavior. This is like every day, every day, every day I see fucking African Americans. They look and sound more like the fucking crackers. And this is what, I mean, like, really? Really? And you're pro-black. Oh no, you can say I'm pro-black, and dashiki, dreads, everything, jewelry, the whole regalia, and and they're nothing but a cracker. And I mean, it's just like wherever you go, like, all my friends, everything is just ridiculing me. I mean, not that mean nothing. I mean, like, I go over here. I live by the projects over here on Dykeman, which, I mean, now we cannot call them projects. We have to call them the Dykeman houses, right? And these fucking children, saying me names, like, calling me all kinds of breaks and shit, and and they live in the fucking ghetto. And statistically, I mean, like, I mean, unless that you're that delusional and you don't care about the statistics, I mean that most of you are gonna die in the fucking ghetto, and you are laughing and cursing a fucking tranny. And that was I just said remember that because I was watching the numerologist. Um, oh my god, what's his name? I almost got a consultation with him, but I didn't because I thought he was gay. I'm like I'm like stuttering now. Let me go to the history. What was his name? Here it is. Lloyd. Lloyd. Oh, where are the glasses? Hang on. Yeah. He's a very good Strayhorn. Lloyd Strayhorn. And he said that he went to China, and it's like all of them looking at him with disgust and all that shit, and they're like, and and in all the countries, and they seem like broke. They seem like they never left China. They never left, like, and that's the ridiculousness of people, right? it's just like, I mean, you see African Americans attacking everybody, blah blah blah, and so lost. Like I say, first of all, you know, if you choose to forget and ignore the fact that your, because you call it your government, that's how delusional you are, your government, instead of calling your oppressor. Yeah, that's like cuckoo. I mean, like, this is why I left. Another reason why I left is like, you know, and you put like that filthy rag, you know, the blood spangled banner on like everywhere, and you want to like, oh my god, that's my flag, that's my, like, really, really, that's like, you know, and some of them they have the Confederate flag. It is just like, I mean, I'm not, like I say, I refuse to be an enabler, number one, and I refuse to be a witness to your demise. You're on your own. You are on your own. You know, I mean, more than 10 years, you know, in Black Twitter, um, you know, I got to be like 5,000 followers, so to speak. I mean, like, I got this app, so it's like, I mean, like, I know a lot of people they don't follow, so it's like now I'm like, I'm doing purge, you know, but that takes time, you know. But anyway, I know that people that I respect a lot, they actually check my account once in a while. So I know this is what I'm saying, and I know people who appreciate it because, of course, I'm not speaking the truth. I'm not claiming to be speaking the truth. I'm just saying what I see. I'm just saying what I see, and that is fucking precious in this day and age. You know how people they pay millions of dollars. You know, they have actually departments to find out public opinion. And for 10 years, I gave it to you for free. And what you call me, oh, crazy ass tranny, you know, cracker, what you call me, all this, and that. And you are the cracker. You are the motherfucking cracker. Like I show you, and you know, this is crazy. This is crazy. You know, even in this video, you see it's not really just us, and it's not really us, you know, Latin Americans, the problem, the main problem with to African Americans. I really believe it's the other way around, because we are not the trendsetters. We are not the like whatever, and this is what it is. This is what it is. You're gonna tell me this is also Spix. This is Latin Americans. This is like, I mean, it's just the level, and from then on, you know, I mean, like, I post some shit that not because I say it, but you know, it should be trending. Like, they had this GoFundMe for the oldest African American uh, what's it called, bookstore in the United States, and it's in California. So this lady, she posted, and I share it, and I tag a bunch of people. I mean, like I said, I used to have more. I used to have 5,000. I only let you $5,000 on 5,000 people on Facebook. So I'm down to 300, and I think I'm gonna stay with 50 or 20. I'm probably gonna be like just like, you know, because I mean, in this fucking dead weight, you know, that, I mean, I don't know why these people requesting me every day. Somebody requesting me for what? And then you go, and these are people who never post shit. These are people who never do nothing. I mean, like, I don't care for people like that. I mean, you know, on social media, the whole thing is like, if you post interesting, not interesting, you know, because that's kind of like an understatement. If you post pertinent content, you know, okay, request me, because I do post pertinent content, And a lot of the shit that I post, it should be like um, taken more seriously. That's all I'm gonna say. Not because you retweet what I say, but it should be like, and I've seen it sometimes how it like, oh yeah, it just like somehow it starts to permeate. Like I see more people. The other day I ran into this account. I looked and it's like in their description stuff like they they're writing America with triple K and United Slaves. I mean, all the stuff that is more accurate um, description because if anything, this country is anti-American because America is a continent, and I mean, every action this government do, it's against this land. Is to desecrate this land, to kill this land, to deplete the land, to violate the land. Everything it is against, and the people, because we cannot talk about land and people separately. And that's one of the main problems with African Americans. They got no land, and they are lashing out at everybody instead of getting your own land, getting like say, I mean, which bring me to the nonprofit industrial complex. I mean, they are worth trillions of dollars. Just the African American community in the United States. I mean, because of let's just say just the nonprofit industrial complex. Like I always say this, and this is the truth that nobody wants to hear. I like I said, now that I've been in African Twitter, and I see over there it's kind of like Latin America, you know, constantly cursing out and exhibiting those politicians, ex-presidents. If they see them in the street, they huckle them like whatever, just like in Latin America. And some places in Latin America, it's just like it's really like they shoot you on the spot if you huckle these politicians. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but yeah. But in Mexico, that's that's something that I don't know. I think since I can remember, even the presidents. I mean, there's been official events that they have to, y- y- you know, uh, just find a way to conceal the heckling of the people. I'm talking about the most solemn celebrations, commemorations, and people are like, "You son of a bitch! I hope you rot in hell! I curse you and your whole family." And that's what we do. That's what we do in Mexico. I mean, like okay, you raped us, you took all our money, you took all our gold, whatever, like whatever. But wherever we see you, and we see you in fucking Europe, and they have to live a very miserable life. These motherfuckers, they're running around, and there's always some Mexican because we work in fucking restaurants, and we're gonna find you out. You're in that hotel, and we're gonna go and make your life a living hell, poison your food, all this shit that we do for the traders, not African Americans. Mm-mm. Al Sharpton still got National Action Network up and running, no problem. Reverend Jesse Jackson is still adamant to bring the Rainbow Coalition and endorsing Joe Biden and endorsing, like, Obama endorsing Joe Biden. And you don't see them, like, once or two, curse them out on Twitter, on fucking Twitter. But not when they go, these socialites, because there's fucking black socialites. Somebody said this term a long time ago, and I went like, oh, you cannot say that. That's so fucking racist. It was a cracker. It was a cracker. I remember it was like 10, 15 years ago. He said, "Oh, the Aristoblacks." I mean, like that's that is you know um my intention is not to hurt. My intention is to be like, something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. Shit is escalating really fast. I told you, um, even before this orange piece of shit, came about, and I told you this is. I mean, when I used to have the other channel, I used to be like following the news and all that shit. I would be making videos. I had I don't know how many, but I had several videos on shit that would like, if I was black, I would be like, oh, this shit is like, and where you gonna run? Where you gonna run? When most, the African diaspora, they run to the United Slaves. Where you gonna run? Canada? Lovely weather. I mean, over there it's just like, it's no picnic either. It's no picnic either. It's just like this freaking whatever that he was supposed to be like, progressive, Justin Trudeau. I mean, like, he is like this, with the White House. So every day it's more and more and more. And like I say, you don't care, what they call you in Latin America. You don't care to educate your own people in Latin America, but you you care about what crackers say, about you, like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, one of the videos I said, it was like this guy, I think he was running for the Senate. No, he was running for governor. And this was only like 2 years ago, not even. And this African American guy, he went to this campaign event from this guy, and he was saying like, make America great, make America great, and he was the only African American in the audience, and he went and was like, so when was African American great? It's like, and that cracker say, when we used to have slaves. Everybody had a sense of purpose. Everybody knew what they was gonna be doing or whatever. And I was like, and that was like, stop the presses, everything. And that was not even big news. That was not even like, for me, those are the kind of news that, I consider myself a historian, and I'm a much better historian than a lot of historians that I know. So for me, that was one of the thing. I mean, like that, there was so many. There are still so many. There are so many that they are not even being reported no more. There's no news. They don't even consider news no more. These crackers demanding black blood for breakfast. It's not even news, not even headlines. And but I don't. I try not to. Once in a while, if I get in the subway, I see a newspaper, I grab it, and I take a peek, and I get terrified, horrified, and I put it away. I get so fucking scared. Because I see everything. It's like the writing is on the wall. You talk about, yes, we know they're talking dog whistle politics. Yes. So now you know it. But, just like an ostrich, you're like, oh, let me just dig my head in the sand. It's just like, the scary part is that I imagined this shit was gonna be like that. I've been saying, like, this is only, from the teeth out. That's what we say. They're talking only from the teeth out. There's nothing really like, words are cheap. They're like, and sure enough, like I keep asking people, whatever happened to not my president? Whatever happened to, resisting? Whatever happened to, they don't even like pretend, what? That's all news, bitch. It's like, shut up. So that was just a news. That was not really, and I knew it. I knew it. Like I said, I've been here more than 30 years. So I mean, like, I already know so much about this country, corporation. Like, that is it's not even funny. That's why I see a lot of people that go on Twitter and they're like, oh my god, they're pulling their hairs out and like, but I already know. Yeah, yeah. We got ADD. In 2 days, forget all about it, and you're gonna be talking about the next bullshit. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. To being bombarded from every angle that just implode, implode, and you go like, now what? Now what? That's just it's very, very scary, very scary. I mean, like, in my in my old channel, I did, I don't know how many videos, maybe 10, 15 videos about how scared I am, how scared I am. And it's like, no matter what, it's like, oh no, we're gonna be all right. Oh no, we're gonna be like, okay, like, yeah. I mean, like, they already destroyed the country at least one time that I know. The main time. Like, the so-called civil war. Like I've been saying, like, they already destroyed the whole fucking thing. I mean, like, it's not, that was not a minor thing. It's like, oh, that was, a long time ago. That was not the same as today. No, they're doing it right now because they rather destroy than share it. Like Dr. Laila Africa said, they don't do fractions. Crackers don't do fractions. This is like, not at all. It's like the whole thing or nothing, or nobody's gonna have it. And we've seen that over and over again throughout history. They just like, oh really, bitch? Just like, oh, okay, so yeah, I'll let you have it. Then they give you ashes. So I wrote there. Let me just read. I just to clarify, I do know, I do not know. I'm sorry, I do not know. You see, this language is like how we say this to say stupid shit. I I am becoming aware. I am, you know, I don't know. Yeah, but oppression is directly proportional to the degree of blackness in a human being. So we all agree on that. We have no fact, no, what's it called, no arguments against it. No arguments against it. I mean, statistically speaking, that's why a lot of people, they say, "Oh, this is my country, this is my language." Okay, prove it. Show me the statistics. And because the statistics, are more reliable. I mean, because you can compare. There's been there's done every year. There's many, you know, um, corporations, which I mean, like, but I was watching last night this comedian. Uh, he was a guest in the Black Channel, and he was asking people to vote. I was like, okay, I had to turn that shit off. I knew who he was. I didn't know his name, but it's like I looked him up, and it's just like it was funny. But then it's like I found like three other videos, and it was the same routine. So I don't know. I guess some of the videos are like, I guess, just pay-per-view. I don't know, because they have the same routine. I think most comedians, they do, right. You have to wait like 10 years before you go see them again, because And nowadays, with nobody want to get sued, nobody want to get like whatever, so they gotta get their agent and the lawyers. Are you approved this comedy routine? Whatever. Yeah. So that's why you always hear like the same jokes over and over again. I think. I don't know. So yeah, we can all agree that uh, the blacker the skin, the darker the skin, it's just like it's the more inequality that we find, and that's something I believe too. That's one of the reasons why the African Americans are fighting with Africans in the African continent. Because over there they are much darker. Like I see, like oh, they can spot an American, quote unquote American, a mile away in Africa, and most of the times it's because they're very light skinned. So I have even little backs and forth, in Black Twitter saying like, oh, it's like we should not be called black, because like, well, you're called black because that's where you came from. That's where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be black. That's right. But you continue breathing with the devil, and you continue to run away from the sun, which was like, I think I uploaded in my YouTube channel this segment from um, KT, the I forgot his whole name. KT. He's a brother of the the pills. I'm sorry. I should not say that because no, I have the utmost respect for these brothers. They're known as Blue and Red Pill, and amazing, amazing people. I mean, like, um, yeah, just recommend, just watch them. And they are doing their own platform. It's called Netter, like the Meta Netter, netterflix.com. So that is like amazing. It's not just like people are just talking. I mean, there's so many people actually doing stuff, but I mean, I feel like there's no support. There's no support. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like I feel like there's already some personalities that they get like, oh yes, 100,000 views, 500,000 views and stuff, and there's some channels that that they just I don't know. I don't know. That's let's not make it get me distracted, because I can do that very well. So yeah, I wrote here, this is some tendency. I mean, I see that it is. It's like always. I mean, I talked about it on Twitter, because I think that's more discreet, and because there's only people on Twitter. I think mostly looking for sex and stuff. Um, so yeah, you can get like easily. You could get 100 views on Twitter, but it's just like, people who are like, don't give a damn about what you might be talking on. Like I say, they want flashy, they want whatever they want. So, um, what was I saying? I talked about it because it was a video dragging DJ Ebro. Uh, I think it's in Hot 97. I'm not sure. I don't know where he come out. I don't even know. I don't know if he lived in Miami. I don't know, but I think he says something. It turned out he tweeted about that. He said, "Oh, African Americans have to work 5 times harder to be recognized," and then I even retweeted that, and I think the next tweet was something that um, I don't know. I don't know. He mentioned something about that cracker, Eminem. So I was like, I made a video like, come on, it's just like they treat us sometimes like we are like master teachers of like whatever. And I mean, are you serious? I mean, like, are you serious? I mean, like, most Latin Americans, we are very, very brainwashed. We are very like, I mean, and they recognize that, and at the same time, it's just I see. This is why I'm making this video, because I see this huge contradiction in every video you're denouncing denouncing Kamala Harris, and it's like all of the damn spics are like the most horrible in the whole world, like as I've said it all the times. This is like, because I see in the comments sometimes. I try not to read the comments, but sometimes I go and people, they put, yeah, Mexicans are worse than Hitler. Mexicans are worse than the crackers. All this stuff, and that's when I think is like, wow, you really don't know who's an agent and who's not, because even a blind person can see that the crackers are terrified of you know African Americans looking south. Look at that. So this is not, you know, a, an accident that, oh, most African Americans curse out Latin Americans. I mean, every African American I know, they curse us out. Even when I have explained, like, listen, it is you. You are the problem. You continue to breathe with the crackers. You continue to breathe with anybody. And as soon as you get some passing privilege, you make the jump. You marry somebody, and boom, then your children, they're going to have Latin American last names. That's how it happens. So can we stop the damn bullshit for real? I mean, can we just like, I mean, there's a saying in Al-Anon. I'm not going to tell you. You can look it up. Al-Anon. It's a 12-step program for families and friends of alcoholics. And alcoholics can there go too, because they are their own qualifier, right? So if you spot it, you got it. And I think it is very, very much the case. If you spot it, you got it. You curse out the spics, and the spics is you, and you know that. And like, who say that? Who say that is like, what is a mulatto? It's a light skinned black person. I mean, that is what it is. So I question, why this why this, I don't know, this circus. This circus is like, like, yeah, curse out the crackers. It's like, and you're just exposing your own people selling you out. The Surgeon General. The Surgeon General, another black man, um, married to a cracker. And I just posted last week this video of this beautiful, gorgeous African American woman, and guess what? She worked for for the CDC. I think,
I know is going to be asking questions on student health. Joining me now is Ms. Corbett, back with us also is Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who I know is going to be asking questions as well, Doctor. I know, I'm sure you get this question from anybody you meet who finds out what you do. Any idea when a vaccine, assuming that this vaccine works, when it might be available for use? Yeah, so we are targeting fall. I'm sorry, we're targeting fall for the emergency use. So that would be for healthcare workers and people who might be in constant contact and risk of being exposed over and over. And then for the general population, our target goal is for next spring, and that is if all things go well and if these phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 clinical trials work simultaneously for the good, our plan is to have people vaccinated all over the world by next spring.
So I think most of you know what I'm going to say in the next slide is something that we really have to get successful, and that is the development of a universe.
Her name is Kismekia Corbett. They're gonna say, "Oh no, that sounds more like an African name," because no, now it was like, "Oh, it's the damn Africans." That they're starting to run out of people to blame. African Americans. I'm sorry, but the thing is, like, we have a black woman who went totally unchecked. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, that should have been going viral, right? I posted it. It's like, oh my God, this is so shocking. Another African American woman, not only selling out her own people, all of us, all of us. She said, oh, we're targeting, no, we're talking about targeting, vaccinating, first the medical people. Of course, they got 2 vaccines. Come on. You're going to tell us it's the same vaccine they're going to put the doctors and the nurses and all that stuff, and the one that they're going to put, especially in black neighborhoods? And that's your own people. And that's kind of like, I don't know if it's human nature. I mean, I don't know, but we all have, a problem, holding accountable our own, and it's just like, I just feel like there's a lot of transference in the African American community from their mothers and every other woman. It's just like, I see that they feel like totally incapable of holding him accountable. Yeah, very rare exceptions, and then it fade away. Like Candace Owens, Angela Rye with lettuce and tomato. It's just like Feminista Jones. Like, they have like a few that they love to hate, and the rest is just like, I think actually they had to say that Kamala Harris wasn't black in order for her to hold her accountable. I mean, that's my theory. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is it's just like, defending the undefendable. This is going on everywhere. This is going on everywhere. Wherever you go, they have African American women. You want customer service, you want to file a complaint, they put African American women. I mean, what that tell you right there? And I mean, talk about the statistics. African American women are the most educated sector of the population in the United States. Chew on that for 2 seconds. While African American men are, janitors or construction workers and stuff like that, and they're still saying their men are trash, their men ain't shit, their men are toxic, their men are like. How come you say that when you are the most educated sector. I don't know. They're fighting because they are earning uh, 15 cents less than Becky. That's their struggle. And that's not an African American problem. That's a world problem now, because that's like what feminism do, right? I mean, basically, I mean, just I mean, you see bitches, they own their own home, they got two cars, they have fuck boys and all that shit, and like, the oppression, the patriarchal oppression. Like, bitch, you're living in the lap of luxury, and like, but it's that damn man, men are shit, men are not good for nothing. It's like, bitch, you got so much money, you can buy 10, and they do. They have one for Monday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday. You know, I don't know. I don't want to get sidetracked. So yeah, this is the black bootlickers versus the brown bootlickers competition. I mean, and this is something that I've been talking for a while, and I'm gonna continue talking about it. Like I said, you think spics are supposed to be Buddha. We're supposed to, yes, we know. No, we've been lied to. We've been, and this is what I'm trying to. I shared that video from Professor Jason Black on my Mexican Facebook, and I tagged like 20 people. So I am doing my part. I know the first time that I tag and I said, it's like, we are better than this. We're not gonna be like, yeah. And I'm hoping, and I'm trying to bring awareness, but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna get it, because we're getting cursed at. So African Americans, they believe that people learn better when you're getting cursed at, right? And they say, oh, just like, that's bullshit. It's like, it's hopeless. We are never, we have no allies. It's true, but that's never going to change if you don't start today. Now there's social media. Now there's something like that. You can go and talk to people. I've said, like, I'm willing to have you in my platforms. You don't speak the language. That's a big problem. Oh, but you speak English perfectly, perfectly, and and that's one of the big problems. Is like, everywhere I go, I mean, all the stand-ups, you see, like, at least 80% of the stand-up comedy, it's about making fun of those we don't speak your master's language properly. And I have to get brutal. I have to get, like I say, I made a video. You want me to get crass? You want me to get crude? Like, you hate Dr. Umar Johnson, but nobody is fighting, to be in a leadership position of the African American community. As a matter of fact, people are running away from it because, the good ones, you either deport them or you get them killed. Yeah, I have to say it like that. I'm not the only one who said it. There's many people in the African American community who said it. Dr. John Henry Clark said it. I mean, Dr. Ben Yakan said it. I mean, Dr. Khalib Abdul Mohammed said it. The good ones, you kill them or deport them. That's why I came out. I wrote here. You are like a rumble fish. Just that's a harsh analogy, but that's just what. Oh, is everybody getting early? I see King Simon. It's up logging too. Um, um, this is a recipe for disaster. This is a recipe for disaster. I mean, like, my recommendation, because I don't like just to criticize without proposing solutions, is for you to, uh, number one, force the nonprofit industrial complex, the black nonprofit industrial complex, to work for you. It's so easy. They can just write a letter. You say like, "Oh, we made a letter, blah 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 blah," and you all got to sign it. In National Action Network, the NAACP, the whatever Rainbow Coalition, all that shit. You got to sign it, and we're gonna do. I mean, what's stopping you from that? All you talk about all day about the damn, small hats and their anti-defamation league and the gays, gay and lesbian against defamation. Why can't you force them? You say like, if you don't, we're gonna picket you. We're gonna picket you every freaking day. If you don't do something for all the money that you're getting, and you already got it. You already got, thousands of organizations worth $1 trillion. They get grants left and right. That's a career. Grant writing. They're using you. They put your picture over there, they put like whatever, and like, oh, they're doing the work. They're doing the work. Give them the grant. The pharmaceuticals, I mean, everybody, a lot, the black bourgeoisie, give them a lot of money too. For what? You know, there was like, there's been a lot of bitterness against the Chinese, because they pay the New York Times to write these articles, in catastrophizing and like, oh my God, the Chinese is like, they're so oppressed right now, whatever, just like, you can do the same. You can do the same. I mean, all these organizations, if they was all to put like, hey, you guys gotta pitch in. Everybody at least, $10,000 each organization. National, like I say, national. I mean, I'm lost. I mean, there's so many. I don't even know. Everybody gotta give $10,000, because we we gotta make sure the New York Times publish an article on how African Americans are the most oppressed right now during the pandemic. During the pandemic, yeah, working with no protection. The other day, I took a bus. Like I say, when I went downtown, I took the bus up on Third Avenue, and what I saw these nurses getting on. And one of them was on the phone. She was saying, she's like, "Oh, in the morning I work at Mount Sinai, and at night I work at," I think she said Lincoln. I don't know. I forgot what hospital. This is like, wow. And she was with her scrubs. It's like, what's up with all these medical people with their scrubs in public? Aren't they supposed to be sanitized? Like, I always go like, why are you with the same scrubs that you're gonna be getting to surgery or what? Or in a patient's room? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's actually corporations you see in the subway. They make scrubs for fashion scrubs. Like, I mean, that's just what it is. So obviously, there's a lot of lack of self-esteem. That goes without saying. Because right now, when this is the opportunity to strike, to say like, listen, we want to raise all the nurses, all the black African American nurses and doctors, like say, we want to raise, and we want better protective gear. We want better hours. We're only going to be working 40 hours. That's it. so you can do whatever the hell you want to do, but we're not going to be working for you. And that's the same shit for Spix. Now is the time. Like yesterday, I went to Costco. Like I say, I left. I woke up in a very good mood. I don't know why. I was in a very good mood. I woke up like at 5 and said, "Oh, let me go." So I took the 12 bus across the bridge, and I took the D train. It was packed. It was black and brown people going to work. I mean, you couldn't even tell there was a pandemic. But there's no communication amongst ourselves. There's no, and as long as there's no, and they counting on that. The moment they say like, "Oh, you know that we're gonna tell these crackers," is like, "F you. We don't care about your pandemic." Like we say in Mexico, we have the hearts of a chicken. We go like, "Oh, yeah, 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 master." I'll be like, yeah, you're gonna be cursing yourselves out in the future for not taking this opportunity. You don't have to strike, but you gotta be serious. You gotta have a poker face, and you gotta be like, we gotta use this time to better our condition a little bit. It's not the solution. I'm not gonna say like the comedian we're saying last night. People gotta vote. People gotta vote. And Professor Jason Black, quiet like a mouse. I think he met his hero, and he like, who is this guy? Asking people to vote. I mean, like, there's no options. There's never been any options, but this time we know for sure, because there's social media. We know we know what they both think about us. We know they know what they want to think with us. We know that. So I don't know. So as I was saying at the beginning, it is really bad, the situation in Latin America. Against blackness in general, against black people, against Africans in the continent, I mean, against African Americans. A lot of stereotypes, a lot of misinformation, a lot of racism, a lot of bigotry, a lot of prejudice, and normalized, normalized. And right here in Miami, I've been told that Cuban television, every night they have these characters in blackface. So that's one of the big problem too. Why target the ones at the bottom, the ones that are puppets, when we can target the ones at the top in Miami? You want to talk about Spix? Let's target this mafia, this in South Miami, or whatever you say, that Southern Miami. I don't know. They are the puppeteers. They are so like we always say, we got to be radical. Number one, because there's no time to be beating around the bush, beating like, no, you got to weed it out, weed it out. Follow the money. Follow the money. You see all these pics, so racist, so this, and I talk to them. I have conversations, and they say they are very rude, they are very disrespectful. They are like, every time, and I experience myself that all the time. As a matter of time, it's right here in this channel. You can look it up. On February 6th, uh, these two African American clinical directors at Montefiore Hospital, they decided to call security on me and drag me out. Like I say, everywhere you go, every corporation in the United States, if you want to file a complaint, if you want customer service, there's going to be a black woman. And that's what they're being instructed. They're being instructed and like, oh yes, you call security. All I asked was my Metro card. I was asking about my Metro card, and this bitch took me to her office, very polite, because number one, she thought probably I was white. She didn't really look at me. She said, Brooke, Brooke. So it's like, you know, it's like you say like Ashley. You don't expect an African American um, woman, to come out, but they do. There's a lot of Eurocentric, Eurocentrism. So as soon as I sat down, it's just like, oh, this is spick. She started laughing, and then she found out, I'm transsexual. That bitch, she was cracking up, and I'm like, oh, bitch, it's like, bring it. I mean, like, I'm like, they think you're gonna break down and shrivel, whatever. I don't know. So I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. There's no accountability when it comes to black women, and it's heartbreaking that even a lot of black men that they are they don't even see it. They don't even see it. I've seen, if you can see, like on Black Twitter, you can see black men retweeting, you know, shit that is demonizing them. That shit's going to contribute to the massive incarceration of black men by black women. Like I say, I believe it's gonna transference from the mother. It's like, oh no, 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 just black woman is God, black woman is God, like Brother Polite, right? And you try to tease it out. You try to ask him, like, what is this? Is this like what you call it simping? Is this what you like? Whatever. This is what's called demagogic. I don't know how you say that in English. These people, they tell you what you want to hear. Like somebody was saying the other day, Hitler was one of the best at it. He will tell you exactly what you wanted to hear and pump you up. Sure, he's capitalizing on it. At what expense? At what expense? I mean, like, this is what I'm saying. I gotta probably unsubscribe to these channels. I just gotta be like, it's such a shame. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, just it is frustrating that shit keep getting worse and worse and worse, and you don't welcome. I welcome criticism. Like I say, that shit costs millions of dollars. This is what I'm doing here, taking my time, since what? Like, I've been here since what, 4 a.m. I was trying to get ready since 3. I was looking for a damn speaker. I wanted to do it more like the sound was better. I wanted to play some of like the speaker was not charged, and the other speaker is missing. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I had a different idea. Let me just look at before I go. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to make arguments when I hear the stories about African American people, just plain laughing at Mexicans, at my people, constantly. I have my friends, call, mira, 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 mira. It's like, to me, like, I mean, like, it don't offend me because I know where it's coming from, and I know just like, but my question is, why are you so suicidal? Why you want to pick fights? I messaged, that DJ Ebro. I said, like, please don't reply. Please don't reply. And I say, trying to, for what? You don't have enough with the damn crackers? You want more for what? Martyrdom? Constantly. There's not a video that comes out that, oh, the damn spics. They are the whole problem. Really? We are just, like, what's it called? Like chips in the, not even the chessboard and whatever. Checkers. We are just, that's all we are. But I am telling you this, and I'm warning you, this is not going to go away. This is going to get worse. Just the way that the anti-Mexican sentiment keep rising up. The anti-blackness, it is like a wildfire. And I hear you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, whatever. What else is new? What else is new? We got social media. We got social media, and we don't know. It's very new, social media. So we don't even know what exactly it can do when it's going to be fully unleashed. I mean, the Puerto Ricans over here in New York City, don't even get me started. From the way what they call you, from what, like, whatever. And it's like, I had fights with them, like, no, but you, like, let me tell you about this, let me tell you about that, let me tell you, like, this and that, this and this and that. It's just like, they don't even want to hear it. Their mind is already set up. Black people are, basically, to them, they're not worth it. And they don't think much of you. I know you know this already, but you don't really know this already, because there's like knowing, like an onion. You got to internalize it and don't look at it as information. Because if you file it as, information, that's the problem today. Everybody read a book, everybody watch something, and they're like, information. No, this is not information. This is history. This is living history. You cannot file it on information or the past history. It's like, that's, the mind is just so fucked up already. But this is something that I well, before the pandemia, I always talked about it. How I always see him, African Americans in the subway, giggling, with the crackers, like Professor Black said, crackers are like truth serum. Truth serum. So right there, it's just the huge contradiction. It's just absolutely senseless, to say that when an African American, it's gonna go like a different personality completely. And I see it, like, if you go to Costco, whatever, you see that there's a line, and you see, there's a cracker, and there's a black woman at the register. It's just like, yes, hi, whatever. It's like, and you see then there's a Mexican after that, and you go like, oh really? Yeah, whatever. Here, whatever. It's so fucked up. I say the same treatment should be for everybody. Fuck everybody. If you're gonna fuck everybody, fuck everybody. But you're making deals, in the alleyway. You're making deals with the crackers. You're making deal, like, So your credibility, it's, you don't care about that either. You say, oh, in social media, like that's all staying there, and you never know when it's gonna come out. And that's another thing that I wrote over here. Do we really even know the names of those alleged Hispanics? Which is like a lot of times they're like biracials, criollos, or whatever, interracials. Do we even really know the names of those at the top that are what's it called, like social engineering Hispanics and Latin Americans? We don't. We don't even bother to know who's really the puppeteer the puppeteers in Latin America. I mean, besides the crackers, who are there? Who are those, the whatever, the Marco Rubios, the what's the other ones? And those are some to begin with, but they are not. I mean, they're just puppets. Who is really like funding them? All this stuff that should continue, but I don't know. I should not even waste my time. Let me just finish like reading my notes. So yeah, and when we are very easily to infiltrate, obviously because of the light skin, we're very easily to infiltrate. I mean, like it's like, as in, sometimes it might take for some Africans to, like a couple of generations. Um, like President Obama was just the next generation. He was his mother's son, through and through. So, but just how much time we waste with the people who really um, are just being brainwashed. And even if we talk to them, whatever, they're going back to watching television in Spanish and videos on social media and everything. And you know nothing's going to change. So the ones at the top, the main traders, they got to be dragged, and then we got to know their names, and we gotta be constantly putting them out there and say, like, these people are doing this and that. Now I'm getting sleepy. Oh god, it's gonna be 2 hours already. Oh my god. That's another problem. It's taking out the trash. I don't think in the African American community they never take out the trash. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I can think about the legacy of Charles Rangel. I think it was like 30, 40 years in office. And I think he went, you know, like you say, unchecked. The other fact that's never addressed is how your ancestors, um, you know, actually was the one who gave us civilization. Let's talk about, I'm Mexican, Mexico. And that, we all know that. Every day more and more people, they know that. The Olmecs, they call them, the whites call them Olmecs. The Tomo and Khan, the mother, culture of the Americas. Um, so can we start pretending that we're just like, oh, culture vultures, because it was your ancestors who decided to uh, bring us civilization to this land, to this hemisphere, long time ago, thousands of years, from thousands of years ago. And we know the evidence is right there more and more, how there was trading, there was exchange, cultural, all kinds of exchange with the African continent. So yeah, that's just as stupid as calling us illegals. And I say, the same way everybody forgot about uh, your your so-called government stole 60% of Mexican territory. It's all forgotten. So you don't think that there's gonna be forgotten, and it's already forgotten. For the crackers, it's totally forgotten, and you know that. You know that in school they are not teaching Black history. You know that in school they're teaching that your ancestors was immigrants, not slaves, immigrants. So that 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 information just get forgotten like so quick. Like, oh, let's turn the page already. Like, really? No, no, no. Just this is very important. And even when you denounce these books, and these books they get corrected, in 2 3 years they're going back. They're going back, or saying that slavery wasn't that bad, that it was like a big happy family, the slaves and the crackers, and you don't have any rage against that. Well, that's your business, but don't come to us with like goody two shoes shit when you know that the damn crackers are like targeting you by putting us against each other. And you talk about, oh yeah, that's the divide and conquer. Yeah, the divide and conquer. It's just like, you know divide and conquer, so why don't you see divide and conquer? So I question your sincerity. I question really, like, is this really, what is this about? I'm at a point that, what is this about? This rage against the spics. And I go back, it's like, the truth is that we don't even know who's an agent and who's not. So that's another thing, that the other side of the story, and I'm gonna be playing devil's advocate. These, you know, African Americans built this country completely. At least a couple of times. The Reconstruction and today, and so at one point it's just like, why you keep helping the crackers? I mean, we do our part, but the core, the foundation of the crackers wealth is Black ingenuity, inventions. We're talking about the GPS. We're talking about um, the numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Was talking about, yeah, it was an African American woman who invented the GPS, all this stuff. So why you keep allowing, or why you keep giving it all to the crackers? Why you, when you already know how the crackers are, you make an invention, and look at even the internet, even the so at one point do we go like, okay, African Americans, you gotta, oh, but we're not gonna take it to Mexico, because in Mexico they're savages, and they're lazy. Don't you watch like the Speedy Gonzales? See the fucking mice with with the big hats, just sleeping all day. And don't you watch the movies? Don't you watch like you know, there are a bunch. It's a country of housekeepers, and I don't know. So, at one point, at what point, we stop with this definition of insanity as a whole? I mean, where is the movement to say like, oh, you got an invention, you got a patent, you gotta like, don't don't allow the crackers to. But that's the first thing they do. I was watching In Search of Uhuru, this channel from Prisa Dynast, and it was talking about it was a panel with people from Nigeria. In Nigeria, I think there was somebody in Nigeria. I didn't watch the beginning, so and I think it was the gentleman from Nigeria saying like, Google come over here and just snatch the best of the best, and it's always and like people are turning their inventions and everything straight up to Google, and that's what they all dream about. And it's the same thing here in the United States. It's not like, oh, I got an idea, like whatever. Let's see, if we can get some other market. But then, oh, I'm gonna be making less money. I don't know. So, like I say, President Obama, the previous president who stole the elections again, another agent who stole the elections again, and that this was during the Obama era. So made him change the constitution because oil was not able to be included in NAFTA. So your government in Mexico to change the constitution because we had nationalized our oil in the 1940s. And so by changing the constitution, he was able to add it to NAFTA and basically give you all oil away. But especially there's also the concessions on the Gulf of Mexico. So I have a lot of reasons to be angry against African Americans. I have a lot of reasons, and I choose not to because I know you're at the bottom. I know that you're being used, and I know that you're being misinformed, and I know that. But how long is this shit's gonna last? Because every day you know this, you know about Operation Fast and Furious. Don't even try it, and you know that was President Obama. Even for 8 years, you say, oh, he's black, he's black, he's black. Yeah, biracial, mulatto, whatever. I mean, like, and still you don't own up to your own shit. Your so-called president destroyed my country, and I know sooner or later we're gonna be suing for reparations because the devastation till this day. I mean, like, probably for the next 100 years of this Operation Fast and Furious. I mean, it was devastating, devastating. I mean, we've seen your government what they do in Africa, in South America, Central America, everywhere. Your government have almost 1,000 military bases throughout the planet. and you're incapable of holding your government accountable or even criticism, nothing. Instead, you put that filthy rag, everywhere, your profile everywhere. So I don't, nothing good. I mean, as soon as other people are gonna start waking up, you think there's anti-blackness now? You better distance yourself from Obama. You better drag him. You better hold him accountable. You better denounce everything he did at one point. Because as I started the thing, oppression is directly proportionate to blackness. Um, and the other thing is that is disgusting. It's how you always quiet about your government devastation is causing in Haiti. So this is when I know it's like, okay, this is not about Spics. This is not about Mexicans. This is not about, you know, this is you. This is you the problem because the people who are you, the people who look like you, the people who are you. I mean, and you could easily just like retweet, bring awareness. This is what they doing in Haiti right now. Wow. And it seemed like you have no feelings about it. You have no like you go like oh, you don't lift a finger against your government, so that make you an accomplice. Even the crackers, they do like they pretend outrage. There's selective outrage, right? Even the crackers, they do that. Not you, not you. So yeah, that's going to be a question of moral authority, unfortunately. I mean, I started almost 11 years in Black Twitter, and learning about, you know, the Maafa, the whole, you know, injustice. It is the biggest injustice in the whole world, in the history of the whole planet. I mean, like, so, and because of that, you should be welcoming criticism. You should be aware that you are very prone to make decisions that's going to destroy you, number one. And because of they destroy you psychologically and emotionally, you're incapable of really holding the crackers accountable. You more than anybody. And what you did, oh, Black Lives Matter. These lesbians and gays, you allow them to walk all over you, and now, just now you sound more like a crybaby. Yeah, DeRay, that whatever, all this shit is like whatever. It's just like, and that was it. You didn't do nothing about it. So that speak volumes about really, just how destroyed psychologically you are, and then that is then there comes the question of trust. It becomes a question of trust. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot. I mean, as we are like still, like towards the middle, starting to go towards the middle of the 21st century, with so much advancement in technology and all this stuff, people, it's a matter of people connecting the dots. That you are the ones who really, I mean, because we all know it, and you know it, you speak about it all the time, chattel slavery. It's like nothing ever existed before. So there's no really, you know, the equivalent to that. There's no that rage equivalent to that. We are more outraged when we are supposedly we just, you know, sipping, piña coladas in Latin America, because that's what you said. It was terrible for you, but it was not picnic for us, for our ancestors, and it's still hell, in Latin America. I ask you, uh, in videos. I ask African Americans, why you support so much the Monroe Doctrine, why you keep quiet as the Monroe Doctrine is being promoted with this administration, you know, shamelessly, which is America for the Americans. And, that really what it means, American for the crackers, American for the Europeans. I'm saying it again. We just watched a coup d'etat in Bolivia. I mean, aside from, very, very few, like the December 12th movement, there was really no African American concern about, your government swallowing up another country in Latin America. You know, we don't give a fuck because they don't give a fuck. That's your argument? For real? That's your fucking argument? We don't give a fuck because they don't give a fuck about us. We don't give a fuck about them. Childish is an understatement. You know, and maybe that's why we don't give a fuck, because we see that you don't give a fuck. So we are like in a standstill. Well, we don't give a fuck about black people because black people, they don't give a fuck about themselves. You ever thought about that? Maybe that could be that. That's why your situation is so horrible. Oh, it's not, because you have a whole, chunk of people on social media saying that it's not. That is easy breezy to be African American. I don't know. I think I really should just disconnect from everything and just like, I'm not proud of doing this. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just. I'm everything. Scared, disgusted, sick. I hate to be right. I hate to be right. You know, I said it 3 years ago. I said it 2 years ago. I said it since Arizona. Remember Jen Brewer? That she said is like, oh, we're gonna stop anybody in the street if they look Mexican, whatever. We're gonna stop and we're gonna request their papers. And I said it right there. It's a very dangerous slippery slope. What black people said, oh, fuck them, you know, fuck them. We don't care. And now it's happening again. Now it's happening again, right? You don't give a fuck about all these detention centers. But what do you think this detention center is going to be turning after this craze, fades into prisons to incarcerate black bodies? This is why I'm saying, is everybody an agent? Nobody see this shit. It's like every time, you keep saying like, fuck it, it's the spics, ha 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 ha. 10 years later, it's a black problem. I've been telling you, and I tell you right now, and I'm gonna be probably doing a video, God willing, if I'm still alive, if I whatever. I would say, remember 10 years ago, I told you all these detention camps, whatever they call it, detention fest. I don't even know what they call it. Um, are just gonna be what's it called? Evolving. They're gonna evolve into just prisons to incarcerate black people. And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope I want people to go and somebody whoever was like, you said that bitch was wrong. She is an alarmist. She's a like she's a fear monger. She's like, I want to hear that. I will be so happy to be wrong. I'm praying to be wrong. But if you don't get anything, just get this. If Mexico fall again, if we don't succeed in transforming Mexico, you're going back into slavery. They're already talking about, getting, uh, you know, I don't know how you call it. I don't know. We call it California. Baja California Norte, Baja California Sur. The peninsula, the arm of Mexico that go like this. Yeah. They've been talking about that. There's a lot of freaking Mexicans at the border that they want to be white. So they want us to give away those states at the border because they say like, well, we like we are very very buddy buddies with and it's not true, but that's what they want to make us believe. There's I know of testimonies that they say most of the people in the bordering states are not Eurocentric, but that's what they're selling. They're selling like especially there's one of the governors right now saying that he's American. So every land this country get Watch out for Bolivia. Like I say, after the coup d'etat, watch out for Bolivia, because I know they're going to be putting concentration camps to be taking over there, um, the dissidents in Bolivia. Oh, you don't care. Oh, the Monroe Doctrine, America for the crackers. Oh, God. Oh, it's so cool. They turn on the heat so much and then they turn it off. And I opened the window because I was getting a hot flash. Oh my God, I'm ready to go back to sleep. Okay. I've been up since 2:30 in the morning and I went to bed at 12. That's my belly, my freaking belly. Shit. Now I went back to mushrooms and I'm getting an upset stomach even more. I guess they're just cleaning all the shit, the mushrooms. I don't know. They're good. They're good, I'm gonna be since Trader Joe's is not that crowded, I'm gonna be going every week to get me some mushrooms from there because I'm not gonna pay over here like $6 for $8 for two mushrooms. I just feel like, but I'm worth it. I gotta say that to myself. So anyway, God bless you, and I'm gonna say it again. Out of love, save yourselves. Go back to Africa. Make sure you fortify Africa. Make sure you're like, don't let it, that's, you got land. You got huge land, you know, but you don't want it there. You want it here with the crackers. Like, it's not, it's not the same. It's not the same. We gotta be with our master. I know. I gotta say it like that. Maybe to shock you. I don't know. I don't want to get there. I don't want to get there. To be like talking shit at you because there's a lot of channels that they're already doing that. They're laughing at you. Mm, because you know how much you love the damn crackers. So the crackers are not scared of you because they know that you never mean it. You never oh yeah, you got all this, all that, and just you never mean it. But I'm hoping. I have still hope in Latin America. There's really good things starting to happen in Latin America. So I gotta ride with that, and I gotta stay with that, and I gotta focus on what's actually when there is hope. I don't see no hope over here. I don't see no hope. You know, people are shit. I mean, why are you gonna stand in line to get a fucking pantry? Not even 2 months of the lockdown, the so-called lockdown. Come on, but you get a Costco membership. You can pitch in. The executive card, this shit. You can buy, pitch in 3 4 people. It costs $120. If everybody give $30, you can buy it, and you can go one day. We can go one day, and so really cheap shit. This is why it haven't been cut off. I bought this router. It's like half price of what I would have bought it at the other store, and it's a good router. Now I know it's like what people are like. Wow, it is so fast and everything. This router, I was like, now I feel like I'm finally back on the in the 21st century. I feel like wow, just nothing gets stuck now. It's just like, it's so fast. It's like, what the hell? This shit is so fast now. You go like click, click. like I'm jumping right now in the video, like like because I was checking to see.
Like, is that,
Yeah, it is recording. I'm like I don't trust them because they cut you off and they leave you talking by yourself. That's what they do. Or like, well, what they're doing now is just say, oh, there's music in the background. They cut off the video like that. There's music in the background. Like, oh, and they cut you off. And you don't find that scary. Okay. Okay, which one was the other one? Where should I cut it off? Oh, here. Oh, enjoy the rest of your week. Please talk about these things. And I don't know. God bless you. And, you know, I wish you all the best. It is about time. But I know most of you want integration, integrating with the devil. If you integrate with the devil, then you're my enemy, right? Think about that. I mean, it's the same thing in Latin America. We don't care for nobody who like. I mean, it's a few of us compared to like say 130 million, but we're growing. We're growing and growing. We're growing more and more, and hopefully we'll unite with Venezuela, Nicaragua, Cuba, and Argentina was like I don't know. They think they're crackers over there, but well, everywhere, everybody think is white, and not just Hispanics, like you say, but or they think that that's something that they want to aspire to. And with that, I say goodbye.